All right, 2008, December 12th. Now you gotta love this. I know this is you. Tony, we're gonna get really serious here, Chris. All right, you said that was distraction marketing. You're talking about the old school marketing, or interruption marketing, as Seth Godin called it forever ago. That's list building and list pounding, and it's not always bad to have a list, but how are you cultivating it? If you're Seth, you call it permission marketing. If you're HubSpot, you call it inbound marketing. Whatever you call it, the world of marketing is changing in the hands of a consumer right now. At least in the wide area of the sales funnel. The new lead generation shifts your methods as marketer from talk about your dumb product into empower the users. This I find really cool because you've launched Human Business Works and you just launched 501 Mission Place. How are you empowering users now with the stuff that you're doing at the company?
So with 501 Mission Place, the genesis of coming up with an online education and learning community for nonprofits came from the fact that I'm tapped quite frequently to promote other people's nonprofit work, and I'm also asked for money all the time. And I love doing both. But then I thought, well, I could give more than just $100 and some tweets. Yeah. What if I actually brought really smart people together? In fact, people who run their own nonprofits, and what if I put them in a space where people could get together and really communicate? Yeah. The way we're messaging that, the way we're talking to big companies, we're actually going after two different elements at the same time. Who we want in there are executive directors of nonprofits and those kinds.
Like communication marketing professionals?
Well, not just, because we actually help them with everything from the money side of things. We help them understand how to better navigate a CFO inside a nonprofit. We understand how to improve their tech. It's not a marketing community. It's a holistic how to improve your charity.
Gotcha.
But on the other side, the person we're trying to market to now are the Cokes, the Pepsis, the people who are giving donations to charity. We're saying, if you're going to give that money away, why not give another $300 away for a year's subscription to 501 so that they better spend the money. Yeah. So that they, for the money you're going to give them a community resource that helps them better understand how to use it sparingly and how to use it judiciously and how to build a strong and lasting community around it. So that, to answer your question, is how I sort of build that. And it all comes as just my experience over the last handful of years. And it is permission marketing, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the permission or the inbound effort by showing people what we're doing in the space and showing it by hosting open-ended things that then lead people in to choose to join in this private community.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, is that what it seems like you're doing that in different verticals across, is that what you're going to be doing?
That's Human Business Works. Okay. So the next one we're launching is Kitchen Table Companies, which is for small business and entrepreneurs.
So
Joe Sorge, AJ Bombers is the guy. And
we missed him. We were coming on the trip. We're like, damn it, we couldn't go to AJ Bombers. We were like 3 hours out.
Pity, delicious burger. I know. Try the berry burger.
Peanut butter.
Bacon and peanut butter. You have to try it before you can pick on it.
I will murder someone for that burger. Joe, send us one.
Sponsored by a berry burger.
Exactly.
And that's the plan. The plan is to help that group. And then the next one is, and again, not marketing, but the holistic side of business. We're doing one for writers called Secret Society of Typists. We have another one for education. And I'm not sure how many I'm going to do in 2011. I had a really ambitious plan, and now I've cut it almost in half because I realized that I'm not going to be successful if I do everything.
Is this like Grasshopper New Media, which is this is like throwback for you, like 2006? Is this kind of the 2.0 version of that, like the next gen of that? Because that was kind of a content network where you tried to get a bunch of different verticals. Is that what Human Business Works?
It's interesting. I got an email from Becky McRae, who
she was on there. Small business.
She showed me my pitch for what I was planning, and she said, "Wow, not too far from what you managed." And I said, "Thank you." But I broke it into two places. So Human Business Works is sort of education communities. Human Business Media is my new content network project. So you only can see the edges of that right now. You can see Datamatic, My Escape Velocity, Mom Pop Pow, my parents' website.
Man on the Go.
Man on the Go. And I'm missing one, but that's okay. And so that's the 3 or 4 that I've built myself. I'm actually planning to have about 100 or so by the end of the year that are either builds or partners, in which it's a content network across a bunch of verticals. And Merlene Painter, who's just Merlene on Twitter, is helping me with being director of content for that. And that's actually like old-fashioned media play. That's advertising and all that kind of stuff.
Affiliate marketing, like on the
affiliate marketing. Gotcha. And what I'm aiming for, though, that's a little different, is community mindedness. I mean, every one of my publications isn't trying to get more eyes for revenue. It's trying to get more community that actually really cares what's getting done there. And it has editors and creators who have a relationship-based marketing.
Sure. It's not just SEO marketing.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's been a fun project doing some of that, because it is exactly Grasshopper New Media a whole different way.
Yeah.
And when I wrote to Becky was, I have no idea how we're going to make any money.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I do.
right.
Now
right.
I do. But
I thought that was cool.
Years.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw you launching, I remember Grasshopper, and I looked back at it, I was like, I think that's, it's like next gen. All right, so last year, and I remember this video and I loved it, you said, in a video at the foot of the Eiffel Tower, you said, be a sociologist. And just one line from that video, you said, you have to understand what humans want, what humans need, what drives them. And if you do this, then that's when you're onto something. If that's too esoteric for people, what do you mean by that? And how have you done it?
Sure. Let me answer backwards with how I've done it first. What people want right now, there's 9.8% unemployment right now in the U.S. I mean, 1 out of every 10 people we know is out of work. There's a lot of people who are graduating with degrees who are now saying, well, now what? And what are we going to do to equip these people? Well, it turns out that everything they know about how to find a job is from somebody who hasn't looked for a job in 6 years.
Right.
The network that they have are a bunch of other people looking for jobs.
Right.
Everything that they have in front of them for equipping themselves is antiquated, inadequate, or small. So the way I'm approaching it is every project I build now has a huge networking layer built into it, has a huge human potential built into it.
Yeah.
And all I do is I raise up as many ships as I can. And the more people I raise up, the more ways I can help them with micro funding, with education or whatever.
And you're saying people not just connected to you, but connected to each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It can't possibly hub around me because there's only so much me. So you build generals and you raise armies and you build enough people. You know, I promote Estrella Rosenberg, who runs 501 Mission Place, Joe Sorge, who runs Kitchen Table Companies. Yeah. Margie Clayman, I think, is doing incredible new stuff and trying to bridge she's really trying to pluck apart how old advertising is going to change with new marketing in a way that's a little different, a little more sincere than some of the other advertisers. So that's the answer to the second half of that. The first half of that, the sort of the nuts and bolts of being a sociologist, I mean, we tend to accidentally look at our product lines, or we tend to accidentally look at our goals and our interests. Like, I was just reviewing somebody's website who is serving the conventioner and visitors bureau kind of land. And so they represent all the local convention and visitors bureaus in all these different cities. And the people who need that site are meeting planner types.
Gotcha.
I work at Staples headquarters, and I need to place, my sales meeting somewhere.
Like event planner.
I'm going to go figure out Vegas or something.
Right.
So they're trying to marry these two people together.
Yeah.
So you almost have to go at it like, what's her face, Temple Grandin, the autistic person who helps farmers figure out how to better create their cow lots and everything like that, because she understood what the cows are sensitive to, and she could help people redesign things around that. So being a sociologist, I guess, really means keep deciding with the human in mind. Keep thinking, how is this going to be sustainable? How will it be relationship minded? How can I do more than this transaction? Because this will only last so long.
Yeah.
So
in the space, who are people that, like Pam Slim, we met on this trip, Chris Gullibo, and when we were meeting them, we were like, my God, like because they pinpointed on these pressure points that hit people's escape from cubicle nation. I want to remove myself from the cubicle. And it was so, what are a couple other examples or websites that people could go check and say, hey, wow, these people are doing it great?
Well, I'll start with myescapevelocity.com, which is mine. And Escape Velocity is a project where I convinced Chris to write with me. I convinced Pam to write with me. Chris Garrett, Alexandra Levitt, who wrote a lot of great books. She's a New Yorker, who wrote a lot of good books
New York.
Exactly.
Sorry.
212. Who wrote a lot of good books on career stuff and things like that. Julian Smith writes there. Chris Penn. And the reason I did that is I kind of wanted like a super band. I wanted this like group of people who helped people achieve escape velocity from one state in their life to another. The other people who are doing it, there's a bunch out there. You could say Tim Ferriss does that. You could say the 4-Hour Workweek is partly that, and now the 4-Hour Body.
I think we all did that roll of the eyes.
Bless your heart, Tim. Bless your heart. No,
good try, Timmy.
Honestly, I think he'll sell a gajillion.
Oh, he will, of course.
I have no question about it. He's a smart guy.
He'll buy half the earth someday.
I've met him a couple times. He's quite the entrepreneur. He's got that spirit of experimentation, and he's just always out there saying, "I'm just going to try this new crazy thing, and if it works, it
works."
works."
25-inch biceps.
There you have it.
Which is the key.
He's small and compact. He's mighty.